I do have to say, I'm actually not that excited to go see Thor.
Why? Explain yourself. To not just me and Jez, but to everyone listening right now.
Yo, exactly. Welcome back, everybody. We're here, the Legion on Zoom. Miguel right here, with my bros. As always, Rod and Chez.
And wait, real quick before you continue, just because what you said about Thor, I'm not that excited to see you.
Yeah, I feel like, you know what? He kind of. Now the fans aren't excited to listen to this episode. They're like, "Fuck."
I know,
yeah,
right?
I mean,
word. Beyond.
Yo, that's a crappy way to start the episode for real.
Exactly.
Nah, go ahead.
Nah. I'm fucking lying, everybody. I'm excited. Nah, I do feel I'm getting a little bit that MCU fatigue. You know, like I don't know. Like I'm excited because it's gonna be a good movie. I love Ragnarok, right? And I like Taika Waititi, but I'm not like, I don't know. I feel like after No Way Home, like I don't know, like they're not gonna make anything too different and new. And I think also like with Ms. Marvel, we've all been watching Ms. Marvel. I'm
3 episods in.
I'm a few episodes behind. I'm feeling iffy about it. I mean, I'm enjoying like how like fresh it feels, but just where the story's going, I feel a little like. Are we gonna get into the show real quick, or do you see? Because like I have thoughts.
A little bit.
Yeah, I'm not. It's more the aesthetic of the show that I'm a fan of, and the main actress and the cast, but not so much the plot is just like weird. Like it's just
exactly
another Moon Knight-esque kind of thing.
Exactly, because the same thing. I love the first episode of Ms. Marvel. Even the first 2, I really loved them. But then I feel like the actors are great, especially the main one, Iman Belani. She's fantastic. But yeah, especially I think I just finished episode 4. And the plot is just weird. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm just like, exactly. It's kind of just like, oh, we've kind of seen this before. It's a little bit of now the Shang-Chi film and Moon Knight and.
Oh, Shang-Chi involved? I saw like pictures, but I didn't want to click it.
Oh, no. But it's like the same kind of idea that there's another dimension with people. Like, kind of like Shang-Chi is half whatever the other, right? Like, dimensional beings and shit. And I'm like, it's kind of the same. And that's what I mean about like, it's kind of, you know, like it's the same formula, right? But that's why I'm fucking excited for us to review The Boys, man. Because that is fucking its own thing.
It's the new best show. Last year, it was Superman and Lois. And we will have thoughts. We will have a review episode on that soon. But this year, it's The Boys season 3.
Real quick, I had some slight qualms with the episodes, and especially like I want to say when they go to India, I had some qualms with Ms. Marvel.
No, they went. They went to Pakistan.
Pakistan, Excuse me. I want to start to get like a controversy. I feel like where they fucked up, like for example, it is the same formula that they use for Shang-Chi, you know, like interdimensional beings, yada yada yada. But the execution in Ms. Marvel could have been better, because at least like there was like a whole world. We got to see a whole bunch of shit, but it has a movie budget. I feel like they try to pull off the same epic concept with way less money, and it came out lacking. Like the Jinn, they're just like a bunch of like plain looking people. You know what I mean? They just follow her around, and they have some semi-specialized weaponry.
And also, like, do they have powers? Like, sort of strength, but they're kind of just fighters. And also, like, I feel like the choreography for the fights has been a little meh.
Oh my god, dude! I refuse to believe that Kamala Khan is able to be that defensively skilled against fucking super beings, just dodging mad fights.
You know, got me the dude with the spinning metal ball thing.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's a kill shot. First of all, like, if this was the boys, you would see that shit just go through her head, like, and that's the end of Ms. Marvel.
For real. Yeah. And that's what's weird, because like I feel like the episode before that though, we had this very cool Spider-Man-esque of her putting on a crappy suit and saving a kid from the top of a mosque, but she kind of fails at it and he still falls. And I'm like, I love that, right? Because that felt like, oh, that's like more real and different. We're not seeing a hero being like a hero, and but then after that, like, she's like, just fucking kicking ass,
bugging, like not even kicking ass, but just like expert defensive abilities considering the threat and her lack of experience. Like, wait, what? Like, you should at least get hurt. Like, she didn't even really get hurt. She took like some hard falls here and there, which reminds me, I saw some inspiration from Jurassic Park when she was in the kitchen in the scene with the raptors. You guys remember that scene?
What are you guys talking about?
I don't know. I think this is the one of the wedding episode.
Yeah. When she's fighting the Jin, you didn't get that vibe when she was hiding from them in the kitchen. That scene from Jurassic Park with the little girls hiding from the raptors.
I think so. I don't know.
Never mind. I just thought that was a cool thing, but yeah.
May we discuss The Boys season 3, the best show. If you get to watch one show this year, forget about all that other shit. Watch The Boys.
Facts.
Yo, and actually, I think that's why I'm also feeling more negative about Marvel stuff right now, because I just binged watched fucking season 3 all this week. Basically, I hadn't seen almost anything. I saw it all this week, so I had backlog of Ms. Marvel episodes. And when today I had that bittersweet feeling after watching the finale of like satisfied, excited, but also an emptiness, right? And then I'm like, well, let me watch Ms. Marvel. And then I'm like, this is terrible to fill the void of fucking The Boys with, you know? I was like, oh, it's not even close to the level of satisfaction. The Boys as a whole, right? The whole series, but season 3, Jesus Christ. I think we're gonna break a record, LoZ record here. I'm gonna call it soon, but I think this is gonna be the highest reviewed shit we've ever seen,
which is
currently our highest review was Peacemaker with an 8.7.
Yeah, that's what I want. Like, I want fucking HBO's DC offerings, man. That's what I'm waiting for. Because I feel like the Boys, okay, first of all, they're obviously mimicking the DC universe with some nods to Marvel, like Soldier Boy, but it's more Superman, Wonder Woman, The Flash, and all this shit, right?
Right.
Yeah. And they're pushing the envelope all the way. Like, you know, like I like my dark DC movies like Joker, BVS, whatever. But they still have a limit. Like, you can't have Darkseid raping fucking Green Arrow or some shit. Like,
I mean, you should.
But in The Boys, I wouldn't put it past them to see some wild shit like that.
Well, this season, I think, had the wildest shit that we've seen, I think, so far. Almost, pretty much, right? Like, it's just... All right, where do we begin?
Let's start from the top, because they opened up like wild, right? Doesn't it open up with their Atom or
Ant-Man or something? Yeah.
Wait, the one thing I want to mention real quick is I don't know how Miguel expected Miss Marvel to fill the same void that The Boys did. That's wild. To feel that guttural satisfaction of watching people get punched in the face hard and the F-bomb. I would not have expected that me watching Ms. Marvel at all would have made me feel better. But fuck, dude, this season started crazy.
Yo, exactly. And what was funny is that because when the season came out, I started watching the first episode and I wasn't ready for it. I was like, yo, this is way too fucking much right now for me. Because I think we had just seen Moon Knight and I was like, I just started Ms. Marvel. So I'm like, I was kind of in that no, I want this light humor stuff first, and then
bro.
But then I'm like, nah. I gotta get into The Voice, and then I was ready, and I accepted it, and it made me a better person by watching this. So yes, because the reason why is that first fucking episode with the Ant-Man, it's in the first 15 minutes, I think, of the fucking episode.
So yeah.
Where it's like this Ant-Man and he's gay and they're doing this crazy shit that he does cocaine and he gets super fucking tiny and gets into the fucking penis, in the penis through the fucking pee hole.
No, you read through it.
Wait. I want to rewind a little bit here. Do you think walking into a penis is gay?
I mean, the question I was going to ask is that a fetish that you would participate in with a woman if she could shrink down and go in your penis?
Oof, that shit sounds painful, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
In that scene, it seemed amazing.
Yeah, so we find this superhero orgy, right? And this guy shrinks down. Spoiler alert: if you haven't seen these episodes, pause, go watch, come back.
Oh, right. It's like a spoiler alert here. Don't
Facts.
Just go watch the fucking show, yo. And also, but just to correct you right now, Rod, because I wouldn't call that a superhero orgy because we got a fucking superhero orgy later on.
I was mixing the two. They were just after him. Yeah.
That was just fuckery. It was just fuckery.
So anyway, you get this guy at this party.
Shock.
And then when they're like, two dudes making out or something, and then he's like, dude, I want you inside me. So what do you think? Oh, it's the boys. He's going to start banging them with some power. No. And I like that curveball too. My guy got super tiny and walked into the cock. And then they show you a whole set like that they made of a cock inside.
Yeah. When he got tiny, I thought he was going to go in his ass. See? So like, I wasn't even surprised by the tiny. I was like, oh shit. The first thing I thought, like, damn, those are good effects. I'm like, he's going to go in his butt. Or something like exactly with what's his name, Richard Gere.
Yeah, right. That was a rumor spread by his enemies.
Yo, and that's an old school. That's a '90s rumor.
Like, before the internet was out, but like before like viral shit.
Yeah. Yo,
that was one of the first viral things.
Do our show.
Yo, and that's the do our show shit.
Hey, Pretty Woman.
And yeah, and that's like. You made a great point, right? Because I feel like I didn't even know, right? They made because that wasn't really CGI. At least, obviously, him making tiny, but we see him inside the fucking cock, right? Yeah. And he's like touchy. So they
that was all CGI. No, that was all CGI.
He was touching shit. I'm sure part of it is CGI, but he was actually in a little tunnel thing, like touching around, like
with a certain texture, because they had to have a certain texture as he touched it. I'm like, whoa!
Oh my god! And this is how this starts. This is how season 3 begins. Yo, because obviously, well, then that's not even really the worst part. That's a graphic part for real. Yeah. And like Ches said, it was also surprising, which is one of those things you gotta love about the boys, right? We're thinking here, he's gonna get into his ass or some shit. It's like, no, walks into his fucking pee hole, man, into the urethra. It's like, what the fuck going on? And
proceeds to kill him.
Yeah,
he fucking sneezes, right?
Yeah, exactly. Because I felt like we were gonna gloss over that. The dude, like we're just gonna move. The dude sneezes and explodes, which I think was way worse than the death of the Invisible Man. What season was that? 1, 2, or some shit?
Oh,
season 1.
Yeah.
Season 1. Yeah. Hit the bomb in his ass. Yeah, translucent. This was worse. Because at least like translucent like wasn't a dangerous, like situation, or was it out of nowhere? Because I felt like he was in like a position where like he knew he was in danger for his life. This dude was in ecstasy and just exploded.
Right.
Yeah. So he kind of went like on a high note.
I don't know, because we saw his face in them. I don't know. I think he kind of realized what was. I don't know. Unless it was an instant kill, right? It had to be, right? Had to be. But that's the part I think I was telling you guys about, like, because this is in the first few minutes of the show, and because it's graphic, right? The guy fucking explodes, and half of his body's on a bed, the rest of his guts is over, and like the Ant-Man Adam guy is just covered in his fucking shit. And I was like, I'm not ready for this. Like this.
I felt the same way. Like it's almost so graphic that it almost turns you off. It's like, okay, you guys are just trying to make the crowd gasp at wild shit.
Yes.
But then it's followed by substance. And dude, I just cannot stress how good the fucking effects were. Like, I feel like they're pouring money to. I mean, it's Amazon. Fuck, like it's Bezos, but
Lord Bezos.
This shit is better than some shit we've seen in the MCU, I think, at times.
Oh, hell yes.
Not a lot, but definitely some stuff.
Probably
especially
better,
some DC stuff.
Probably better than some of the Disney Plus stuff, actually, that we're seeing graphic-wise.
Yeah!
Disney Plus, I don't know, man. Overall, they haven't been delivering like I thought they would.
Exactly. Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, like, even... It's a shitty comparison to even try, but, like, comparing what happened in Moon Knight to this, dude, this shit is like Unreal Engine 5 and beyond the level shit. You know what I mean? It's like, it's wild. The comparison between that and like a Moon Knight on Disney Plus. What would you guys say is like the most like graphically like ambitious show on Disney Plus as far as the MCU?
I thought Loki looked really good, especially the first episode. It almost had like a theater quality to it.
Right. I give that. Yeah. Loki definitely had the I think Loki. WandaVision looked cool too, but it didn't really. It was just basically very basic. No, it's just stuff. fucking town in Jersey. But
Yeah,
I think Loki did really have really cool sets, and they're traveling through time, right? And we're seeing different periods that look really well. Like I like that a lot.
Yeah, and also as an aside, I have a niece who's visiting from Florida. Shout out to my niece Lena. And so I'm rewatching. She hasn't seen any of the Marvel shows, so I'm like, I rewatched WandaVision. And since you know what's going on, you know, at first when you first see it, you have no idea what the hell this is.
Yeah.
And we had all the theories and shit. Now that you know what's going down and you've seen Multiverse of Madness, it has this whole other dark element to it. You remember the first episode when like Vision's boss and his wife are visiting over for dinner?
Yeah.
And that he has a fake company or whatever, and he starts choking. I didn't put two and two together. That's Wanda killing him actively. Like, and that shit is mad dark. And the whole scene is awkward the first time you watch it. Yeah. But the second time you watch it and you know that she's a fucking psychopath, you're like, oh shit, this is like good shit right here.
Oh shit, I gotta go rewatch
some rewatch value. If you have some time, there's some rewatch value to that.
I feel like that was the point of that whole show, that whole like that movie from back in the day, like serial killer mom or some shit like that. You know what I mean? Like that concept of like that creepy like Stepford Wives shit with like a butcher knife behind their back. Like that concept. I think that was like the undertone of that whole show.
Facts. But although as good as that was still not as good, I think, as the whole fucking season 3 of The Boys. Because we started with this gore, and like what Rod said, right? Like it seemed like, are you trying to shock? But there is fucking substance in the show. Because what I love also, the acting. Everybody's acting is so good. The character development is so good. The plot is fucking fantastic. And obviously, like, look, I've never read the comic books, and so all of this is fucking new for me, right? But there is things that apparently differs from the comic books. Actually, I'm gonna ask, like, Rod, who's read the comic books here?
Yeah, just the first 2 volumes.
Nice.
Because it was written by Garth Ennis, and I've mentioned this many times, but Punisher Max is one of my all-time favorite comic book runs. It's just magnificent. Yes. It's like a HBO Max, The Boys kind of like dark level. But yeah, and
which is by Garth Ennis, right?
Yeah, by Garth Ennis, right? And like one thing that I was disappointed first of all because there is an origin volume 2 of the graphic novel, but it's at like this fake Titan's tower, and they had this character called Swing Wing who's just literally swinging around the tower, just fucking people. Like, I was really looking forward to see the DC, the Boys counterpart of Nightwing and shit. But they didn't use him. Maybe he'll come out in the future season. Yeah. But there are some differences between the comic and the show.
I'm not gonna front. I felt like since you bring up the orgy, like the hero-gasm, I felt like it was overplayed from what they had on the show. Because like all we saw was like basically one really long dick, a bunch of gallons of fake jizz, and an ice dildo. The dude making that ice dildo probably cost like $50 million. But I think like for what they were saying about the scene, I was like, I mean, like it was cool, but I was like, I was expecting crazier shit, just like you said.
Oh, you mean because on social media, right?
Yeah,
people
were like,
oh my god, Hero-gasm is about to come out. And yeah, exactly. You're right. When I saw it, I loved the fucking episode. That was a great episode. But yeah, exactly. In terms of the raunchiness of the Hero-gasm, I think we're like, all right, it's not as raunchy but it did give us an epic fucking fight scene. But we're getting ahead of ourselves, man. Shit.
Yeah. And I feel like Mother's Milk should have puked when that jizz hit him. I feel like I would throw up if any bodily fluid hit me in that amount.
So what would you do if you get 50 gallons of nut?
I'd probably be vomiting for like an hour. Can you imagine?
And he swallowed some of it too.
No, you think I gotta rewatch the scene,
bro? That amount. There's no way that even like maybe like a third of a droplet's worth type shit. You know what I mean? Didn't enter some orifice. Yo, there's nut in him.
Oh, it's just meta nut.
But speaking about I really enjoyed how much they fleshed him out. That was dope. Like his backstory, they went in.
You know, it's funny. I kind of found that forced, and I
Really?
never was invested in that plot line for some reason. Like, because he
'Cause
had
you're
like this
racist.
vengeful. Nah, I don't get this vengeful thing against Soldier Boy that I never really like resonated at all with me. Like, I'm more into that. Like, what was that guy? Blue something. Condor or some shit that he kills
Blue
A-Train.
Hawk?
I mean, he paralyzes A-Train's brother. Yeah, Blue Hawk.
Yeah, Blue Hawk.
Yeah.
I feel like even that had more like
Yeah, for
resonated with
sure.
me more. But this Mother's
That's
Milk thing,
true.
I was like,
I mean,
I agree. I think I liked it though. I still liked it, but I did. That was the one thing I think felt was a little for because I don't remember. Like, did he mention this in the last seasons that his
so.
Not
family was
really. I
killed
don't
by
think so.
soldiers? Because that's what I didn't like. Because I'm like, it kind of came out of nowhere. Like, oh, I'm
Yeah.
like, oh shit, why have we not heard about this before?
True.
And so that part was a little bit weird. And I think the part that I didn't like, in addition to that, was like it's like we've seen you for 2 seasons invested in stopping the fucking, the soups, right? It's particular Homelander. And
Yeah.
now when you have this weapon in Soldier Boy to stop him, you're like, no, I just want to kill Soldier Boy. That felt a little out of character because I'm like, and which felt weird because I'm like, I just heard about him killing your parents like right now. I mean, not yet, right? Like his grandparents. I don't know, like because his dad died later on, because he worked for whatever how you pronounce the company.
Vaughn.
Yeah.
He worked for them because that was kind of his origin story. Then his dad died
Yeah.
as in working as a lawyer for the company or some shit, and then he wanted to avenge them. And so that exactly that part was a little like I love though seeing him, with his family, dude, and like the stepdad being all fucking a Trump supporter, like Homelander shit.
A Homelander lover.
Whoa,
I
my
mean,
God.
I do agree. Like the backstory, even though I did enjoy it, it did feel a bit like out of nowhere. But I think that what they were trying to do with MM was he was supposed to be allegory for other people that are like collateral damage. You know what I mean? Like all the people that die in the soup fights because he hated Soldier Boy. But this dude, Soldier Boy, had no idea who MM was.
Yeah,
Like-
they're similar to the Huey storyline.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's true. But like eventually, like they each find out who each other was. You know what I mean? Like they know each other. They know what happened. They're enemies. Till the end right now, like I don't think he doesn't know that he killed MM's family. Like it doesn't register, like and I think that makes it even more intense because there's all that rage and like it's
Right.
That's wild.
No, exactly. All right, but we're kind of like get for the listeners and the viewers out there, right? Like to set it all up, right? Because what this season 3 was about, right? Is that now the Voids are basically an official fucking thing, right? They're like working for the government, right? Like a branch of the CIA or some shit.
Grace,
right? That Huey is helping basically manage, right? Because now there's this whole superhuman government thing, and which is fucking cool to see that, right? But obviously we know that the person that's kind of running that borough is that I forgot what was the name of the woman that can blow people's heads up and shit with
isn't it Victoria or some shit like that? I feel like it's Victoria.
Oh, yeah.
Victoria.
Is it?
Another great character addition to the show.
Yo, her powers are fucking
dope.
what? Like, what even is that? Like, can Professor X do that? I don't know what
Jean
so like
Grey
what
can do it.
But
she
right.
doesn't have to see. She doesn't have to see you to do it.
Yeah, so like what even is that? Because I feel like I think I've mentioned this before, but like almost all powers, have like a specific type of name, like time travel, matter manipulation. What is that? Like just like organ combustion, like cerebral combustion, like that's
it's
wild.
anything. I think it's anything combustion that she can look at. That's what I got from it.
You think so? Because she's exclusively done heads.
Yeah, because a quick kill
and body parts, right? Because
the guy's jaw when she blew that shit off,
and because she blew also the arm first of the guy, and then eventually the jaw, right? Because that's the one of the first big plot things are happening, right? That her last name is Newman. I just found it up, right? But there's this guy coming out calling her Nadia, and that's not her name supposedly. And we end up finding out this awesome backstory, right? That she was like a soup you know, from early, obviously from a kid, abandoned, and then basically adopted by the main guy, the epic fucking actor
Carlos Esposito.
Yeah.
Exactly. Fuck. And that he ended up being like sort of like a father figure to her, and then just having that whole reveal is awesome. So that's happening while at the same time, right? The voice would like to still get rid of the fucking Homelander, and we get that a plot of like, well, there might be a weapon that can actually defeat Homelander, which is they thought it was the weapon that killed Soldier Boy, right? And so, do you all want to describe who the fuck was Soldier Boy and why do we fucking love him?
Can I say, like, I just cannot stop thinking about the rapper. Fuck.
Yeah. The song's been in my head a lot more since the show came out.
It's been hard to avoid thinking about the rapper watching this show because, like, he made that shit so, like, ubiquitous. Is that the right term? Like, it's like, fuck. Yeah. Like, it's like, damn it. Like, I'm upset that I keep thinking about the rapper.
Hey, you know what's funny? Now that I think about it, I always associated his name with the song and not like oh, you're a good soldier boy, like whatever, patriot, mindless pawn type thing. I associated it with the song, like they're just doing like a play, like a play on words kind of deal when they're naming him. But yeah.
But anyway, so Soldier Boy is like the boys version of Captain America, basically, except the spectral opposite, because he's not he's not a paragon of anything. He's like an anti-paragon, like Jesus Christ. And he was created by Vought. Like, what was it that his dad was like, he was rich, he owned like a bunch of steel mills, and he ignored his son. So it was that classic case of, what was it, affluenza or some shit.
Something like that.
Yeah, that crazy term. Yeah.
Because he resorted to a drug, right? He resorted to.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like because his daddy didn't love him, even though they were rich as fuck and went to boarding school. And as revenge, he went to his father's friends, and what was it, like the DOD, Department of Defense, or some shit, something like that, CIA, one of those dark agencies. And he basically asked to volunteer, and they turned him into a fucking powerhouse. Which, I want to say this now, it kind of bothered me that like we were watching like 4 Superman level beings, like mad full packages. You know what I mean? Like, it was like everyone's invisible, strong as fuck. Is like, damn.
Yeah. It kind of makes you miss the days of X-Men. Because I get the same vibes off of the MCU shows. Like, they're just all generically impervious characters that, they can barely get damaged. But whereas like the old X-Men flicks, I'm calling them old, whatever, but the Hugh Jackman shit, like they all had individual powers, and that was shown clearly. Like, facts. Like you'll get like Cyclops will get knocked out with a punch because he's a guy like that can throw lasers and shit. But with this, you get an epic battle royale with Billy Butcher and Homelander and Soldier Boy and shit like that. But they're all like the same, they're all pretty much the same. I mean, he has a shield and all. But shout out to Jensen Ackles.
Respect.
He does fucking great because he's almost even doing the Chris Evans voice. He's doing that very crisp American
You think so?
voice. Totally. Re-listen to it. I feel like he's doing like a play on that because that's what the character is meant to be.
I mean, from seeing him on Supernatural, I think his voice, like, that's like his voice. Like, he can go pretty like gruff, but it kind of hit me that like, if like for those people who watch the show Supernatural, when Dean has gone to his darkest places, I think he's just playing a really hardcore version of Dean Winchester. Like, it's not like he's playing a dude that's completely different, that's like just all up in Soldier Boy. I feel like it's the same dude, but just he put that shit on 20 and put on the suit, which I love his suit. I've said it before. That suit is dope.
Yeah, great costume work.
I love show. Exactly, the costume work is fucking fantastic, the CGI, and I love everything about Soldier Boy, because that is one of the things apparently that differs from the comic books, because in the comic books apparently Soldier Boy is this like kind of Captain America type person, but in the comic books he's actually very like Captain America to the extreme, but the positive extreme, that he's very naive, very truly believing the American dream, and like very like he really believes he's a genuine superhero. And so what I loved about here is that I felt like I felt that there was almost a little bit inspired by Mark Miller's Captain America from the Ultimate Universe, right? From when they did, when we got that first Nick Fury, Samuel Jackson, which was a much realistic take on the Avengers, and the Captain America from that comic books was very much like, what's up with this world? Like, it's a weird fucking era, and like, because he was fucking grew up in a different time, and we're seeing it in a very extreme version here with Soldier Boy, or not extreme, just probably real, right? Where like it's fucking hilarious seeing him be like, right when we see him, like he gets discovered, he was basically, they combine it with Winter Soldier, right? Because he was captured by the Russians, and then he was kept in Russia as a fucking as like an experiment, no? And then when he's out in New York and he sees like a gay couple, and he just like looks at them like, what? And he's like so fucking funny, man. It's just like, it's genuine. And he was just so politically incorrect, right? He was just also very racist the whole time.
He was hardcore.
It almost seemed like he was like unthawed in the time he was meant to be in, type shit. Which is the opposite of Captain America, who's like a fish out of water, his era. This guy has always been like a dirt bag, right? He's always done drugs and always like fucked around with people and shit like that. So he's like right at home when he walked into the boys universe.
It's kind of like he was like ahead of his time.
Word,
because apparently, because apparently he was a piece of shit back then, according to everyone. Two things I want to bring up. Rod bring up his shield. I love how they did his shield, which, I mean, he's obviously inspired by Captain America, but I like how his shield is completely a different concept. Is fucking, I'm gonna say, what, solid, like iron and shit, and you can't pick it up unless you have raw super strength, which makes it mad deadly in itself.
Word.
Unlike, like with Cap shield, like pretty much anybody could pick it up. Not everybody could use it well, or almost not one person can, but with his shield, it's like, it's so, like, when he would try to pick it up and he couldn't, I was like, oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I really like that concept for some reason. And the other thing was, so it's apparent that there's been a lot of changes between the comics and the show. So right there, Miguel just bring it up with Soldier Boy, like, which is like, it went a total 180 degrees, but they also did the same with Black Noir.
Yes. Yeah. So for Black Noir, they went fucking completely different, and like the same thing with Soldier Boy. And I like this version of Soldier Boy more than the comics, right? Because he was a key part for this season, right? Because obviously he got modified to have this special ability there. He basically explodes, right? Shoots this big ass blast from his chest that nullifies the power, the V compound in the people's in the super system, making them powerless and pretty much killing them and anybody around. Not killing all the soups, right? Depending the weakest ones.
It's like a Human Torch, like supernova thing.
Right. Fucking love that. Jensen Ackles, I want more of him as Soldier Boy. Like, he just so, and I also want to see more of him, period, in other like superhero shit,
come
man.
to DC, man. Like, that's where we need him.
Yeah,
give him what he wants. Jason Todd.
Yeah,
like that's one of those things. Like, it's weird. Like, it's weird. Like, talk about like the studios do like the studios do fan service. Like, he's posted like Halloween videos of him dressing up as Jason Todd, or is it around Comic-Con or some shit? He's done photo shoots. The fans want him, but DC's just like, nah. And mind you, he worked for Warner Brothers. That wouldn't even be that big of a shift. Like,
yeah, or just Batman. He can also just be Batman.
I don't know.
Look at Titans with their
I know Batman.
All due respect to Sir
We're
Jorah
stopping
Mormont.
you right there.
Yeah.
Okay, and you guys will see Sir Jorah Mormont and sit through those terrible episodes of Titans. You telling me that if you put Jensen Ackles in there, he wouldn't like elevate the entire show instantly?
Well,
for the record, it's not like we were for Sir Jorah Mormont. You're saying it like we were champions for this motherfucker. Like,
it was probably y'all that hired him for you writing in letters.
It was one of the things we
Always angry
complained the
letters.
most about on the show. We
Want some
complained.
more Mormons.
No, fuck that. But you're right. But I feel in that shitty fucking show, the Titans became anything for probably up, make the thing a little bit better.
He has a low bar, right?
But anyway, but Black Noir though, because in what we got in season 3 of Black Noir, right, we got more of his origin a little bit, I guess, in a way, right, because he was part of what was cool with Soldier Boy, right, is that he had this Justice Society, almost basically, right?
What were they called? I forgot. Like
their team, right? What was it called?
Wasn't it like something Justice?
Damn, I don't know. I should totally
Payback.
Oh, that's a dark name. What the fuck?
Yeah,
they did for a team like Payback, and it's funded by the government.
Facts, exactly. It's so because which is kind of like almost like a Justice Society of America, right? Like this old school team that predates the 7/the Justice League, right? And that was led by Soldier Boy and had Black Noir. And what happened there, right? In that the team hated Soldier Boy, beat his ass, and gave him to the Russians. But in the process of doing that, he fucked up Black Noir's basically body and face, right? And so that's why he doesn't speak and that kind of stuff. And so very, very deep. None of that happens in the book. None of that happens in the comic books. All right, so the major fucking spoiler for the comic books about who Black Noir really is. Everybody ready?
Oh wait, but also he's actually black in the show.
Yes,
like
exactly.
Black Noir is black. Like big distinction that I figured we should make.
Yes, exactly. Right. All right, so everybody ready, right, for the spoiler for this big ass shit? Because in the comic books, Black Noir is actually a clone of Homelander.
Fuck.
And he's actually like the true villain. That apparently Black Noir was created as a clone to replace Homelander whenever Homelander would get too crazy or some shit, and just to replace him. And so it was supposed to be a much more controllable Homelander version. But since Homelander ended up being pretty good, they just kept him, and then Black Noir just stayed as Black Noir, which apparently made him kind of go more insane or some shit. And so, because apparently in the comic books, everything for the most part, almost everything evil and crazy that Homelander did wasn't Homelander. It was actually Black Noir as Homelander to try to fuck with him.
Oh shit, I like that.
That eventually leads to Homelander actually fucking going insane, and then duking it out epically. And at the apparently huge spoiler, Black Noir ends up killing Homelander. He basically dies in the battle almost, and then fucking Butcher finishes him off.
Is the comic book over? It is over, right?
Yeah. The comic book ended a while ago. Yeah.
Damn, that's crazy.
So that's incredibly different, right? Because here, right, we got Black Noir is not at all a clone of Homelander. And instead of seeing Homelander like we're seeing the Homelander, played magnificently by Tony Starr, right? That he is cracking already, right? He is fucking unstable from the beginning, and he's getting a little bit crazier, and he is the one doing the fucking evil shit, right? Which I fucking love. I think both. I like both versions of it. I think I'm happy with what we're getting on the TV show. What do you guys think?
When you think about it, though, like what? This is like a bit of a weird question. Like, do you think that he's been cracking throughout the seasons, or cracked like from the start?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think it was a progression. I think it was just like exposure, like to us, the viewer.
No, I think he was no, he's cracking because he's been at least. Because remember, from the beginning, he was always very like insecure, needing the approval of Bot, and especially remember the relationship he had with Mallory, right? And the breast milk, yes, exactly. And he did have those kind of things that he was holding on to kind of keep his fucking viciousness and his insanity kind of in check. He would let it loose, obviously.
Yeah, you're right.
In a while, he would let it out. Because then, for instance, that's why at the great part of this season, right, was that he was still kind of afraid of Giancarlo Esposito's character. I forgot his name. What's the guy's name?
Damn, that one I'm drawing a blank on.
Stan Edgar.
Yeah.
Right, the CEO of Bot. Like he was still kind of afraid of him. letting Starlight be co-captain up until he goes like, you know what? Fuck it. Like, I actually, why do I have to, when Stormfront dies and he lets
you're right.
this person commit suicide? No, he forces, he doesn't actually, no, he doesn't, he murders the person, right? Because the person doesn't want to kill themselves anymore, right? You know, because this is something he does in his birthday, right? Saves somebody from a suicide. And then while he's talking to her, he's like, you know what? Fuck it. She's dead. You know what? Actually fucking jump. And she's like, no, I don't want to jump anymore. He's like, fucking jump. And then he doesn't save her.
Yeah.
So that's what I
Grant
mean.
Morrison, that All-Star Superman scene.
Yo, Roar, I hadn't thought about that. Yes.
Dude, like, I'm kind of bugging on the fact that, like, when you really think about it, like he really doesn't save anyone. Homelander, like, at all. At any point. In, like, at all, right?
Yeah,
like,
his body count is probably way higher than his save.
No. But I mean, like, through the history of the show from episode 1, Homelander hasn't saved one person at, like, in any capacity.
Just his son.
Yeah. And then, but there's this weird thing where Vought plays him up as a hero, but he hasn't saved anyone. There's no evidence of him saving people. Like, and yet people love him. Like, yeah, Homelander's a hero, but he's not saving anyone at all, ever. Like, it's weird.
And he's not in the literal sense, because he has all those hardcore fans that probably live and die by him and shit. Like,
But it's kind of like, he's not doing his job, quote unquote, at all.
He's
like,
a corporate. He's like a product, right?
Yeah,
and the reason why I mean, can anybody born and raised in a lab not be insane? Like, I think from his inception, he's like a defective thing, and he just kind of like develops into this crazier, more powerful defective thing as the show progresses.
Nah. I think this is.
What about Terry McGinnis?
We're getting into philosophical shit now, basically.
Nah, but he was still like born like naturally type shit.
Nah. I got you right now.
Right,
Connor Kent, our boy Superboy. He's not fucking insane,
isn't he?
No, what?
He's broken though.
Yeah, like he's emo as fuck.
Yeah, he had a whole arc.
But he's not Homelander though.
by Jeff Johns.
Nah.
Where he like shaves his head and tries to take down the Teen Titans.
Yo, he's always on like the razor's edge.
And he has rage issues. That's been in the Young Justice show. They explore that a lot. He's like all full of rage and always angry and shit. And they gotta like reel him in. Miss Martian does that.
I think I got one. What about Ben Reilly?
No, that's a terrible example. He
went crazy. He killed
many times. Yeah.
Never mind.
Yeah, he was literally the jackal. He was the jackal for a long time.
I got one. Neo.
Neo?
Like from the Matrix?
Matrix?
Wasn't he just born in a tube or in a bubble or whatever? like in
one of those,
stasis things.
You just went hardcore philosophical though, because technically he lived a regular life. He just really wasn't aware.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
that's not the same thing.
But and I think that goes to what I was saying earlier, because I think you're bringing up the nature versus nurture fucking environment, right? Because Neo exactly was born in a tube, but he got the nurture of like the Matrix, of like pretending that you were born for real and lived a happy life, you know. And so if Homelander would have been given, not treated like a product, but treated like a fucking human being, there might have been a chance.
I don't know, because if you're a test tube baby and you're getting exposed, they've shown to export this like another shit. I just can't think of it, but like you're just being exposed to images as you're like developing into a full being or whatever. And I don't think that's the same as like actually being born.
Wait. But what you're saying is not the same, because you just said being exposed to images. He lived that life. Like his conscience, his morals, his core foundation as a human was already formed. And then he was exposed to the
he nothing that he experienced in the Matrix, he lived. That's the whole nature. That's the whole purpose.
The
story behind it is that like his muscles are atrophied. He has no hair on his body. He's living in this suspended animation,
right?
Right.
And living a dream as real as a dream would be.
But he came into like a close, like circle of support. It's like he was exposed to the truth, woke up, we love you.
Right.
You
but that was also his reality too, like, right? Like that's what mattered. Like it doesn't matter if it's a dream or not. That's his reality.
But the whole point was a non-insane test tube baby.
Yeah, but he doesn't count, exactly. I mean,
how does he count? Not? He's literally a science. He's a byproduct of the machines.
Right.
Fine.
But I agree. I think that's why Homelander could have had a chance if he would have been raised differently. You know, like if like I don't think he had to go fucking like that. But it makes sense, you know, especially the way we saw with Stan Edgar, which was his kind of right, like also fucking. He didn't raise him, right? But even the person he had as a daughter, like he was fucked up to her too, right? That eventually led to her flipping the script on him and kicking him out as CEO of Vought, which is fucking fantastic. Yeah, like everybody's vicious here, man. Some corporate fucking intrigue and shit that we're getting in the show.
Yeah, I enjoyed that. When they showed this chick, what's her name? The redhead. Just like breaking down. No. The crappy redhead.
Oh, the Crimson Countess.
Yeah, no. The one with the other crappy redhead.
Wait, what?
Oh, the CEO.
The assistant. Yeah, her. Yeah.
Oh my God, I loved her.
She's great.
She's talking about the corporate shit. Yo, like that chick is just an amazing actress because, like, one, the way she broke down her facial expressions that she played on, like between insanity and morality, her pulling her own hair, yo, she really like came to in this season. She's always been in the background, but I felt like her acting, as far as like all the Stan Edgar corporate shit and like she made that scene way more interesting because of how she was breaking down. I enjoyed that a lot.
Yo,
like it was wild.
Colby Minifi, I think that's her. I can't pronounce her last name, but that's Colby Minifi. She plays Ashley. Such fucking. That's what I love about this show because every fucking actor, every character is just interesting. Like they're not really just like a flat unidimensional character, other than like Ashley's Ashley, right?
Facts.
Just treats her like shit, but that's the point, right? But like everybody there, even her, exactly seeing her. Also, I loved seeing her going from the scared fucking assistant to like now the CEO, right? Too, but still fucking scared, right? But then trying to use her power against people now beneath her. Just fucking fascinating seeing all of that happening. It was so fucking good.
Yeah, I love how they don't skimp. Like it's a show where people are walking into dicks, but they don't skimp on the drama. That's why like the powerful scenes are powerful. People are crying. Actors are doing their fucking best, and it's top notch all around, man.
Fuck yeah.
Oh, which is kind of crazy because like you saw Ashley break down while trying to handle the CEO. That scene with the wig was wild. We're gonna get to that.
Yeah.
But then it's like that just gives you like a look into Stan Edgar's mind. Fucking cool as an iceberg, just talking to gods. And the chick is just like eating her hair and pegging dudes, like just to cope. And Stan Edgar's just boss as fuck. Like there has to be something behind that. Like it just can't be that he's like a Jack Donaghy.
Nah, but he's
way beyond the Jack Donaghy.
He's a sociopath, man. He's fucking emotionless.
That's his power.
Yeah, he just doesn't give a fuck, man. And that's what allows him to do the stuff that he doesn't have emotion. He can't fucking feel remorse or shit like that. He's just doing his business like a badass because he's fucking facing Homelander like nothing. Like fucking it's impressive, man.
Yo, I know we're jumping around, but you know what scene I love? When A-Train dragged that dude. Because there's so many levels to that scene.
Yo, all right, let's get into that, man. Tell us.
Let's peel back the layers.
Yes. A deep cut real quick. I felt like his name was inspired by that old school fucking Hanna-Barbera dude, Blue Falcon.
I already forgot. What's his name? I already forgot it.
Blue Hawk. Blue Hawk is a dude's name. But as soon as I thought of Blue Hawk and like his costume, I thought of Blue Falcon from back in the day. The one that had the dog, I think, or some shit like that. You guys remember?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Blue Falcon.
I'm looking
Blue
it up.
Crossover with Scooby-Doo and shit.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Nah, but it doesn't look like him at all, though.
Instead of a rock. Nah, he's not the one with the monkey. That's Space Ghost. My bad.
Bleep the monkey.
Yeah.
Why do I remember that?
So this Blue Hawk character apparently patrols like a predominantly black neighborhood, and he's been doing like, disproportionately going after them and shit.
Of course.
And that's when A-Train, is it his brother? It's like, you gotta step up, man. This is why you're part of the 7, to be a symbol, for the community. And then obviously he's under Homelander's thumb. He can't do shit unless Homelander says so. And also, damn, one more aside. Like, I've wanted to see Homelander die since the first season, but now I never want to see him go away. All right, back to Blue Hawk.
That's wild.
So then
you can't drop that enough.
Oh, that's wild.
For real though. But yeah, A-Train, because of his heart condition, he can't necessarily do those fast speeds anymore. And so during Hero-gasm, he finally gets his opportunity because they try to, what's her name? Ashley tries to set something up where Blue Hawk goes to the community and gives a talk about like how whatever.
Before that, isn't it before that they do the fucking Kardashian Pepsi commercial, right? That he does the whole thing of like, it's apparently they're gonna go to a rally.
That was amazing.
And then it's a commercial for his new drink, and he takes the guns away, which is a parody of the fucking Kardashian commercial for Pepsi, where I think she puts a flower or something in a cop's gun.
I haven't seen that.
Yo, because she got so much shit for that. Like she got so much shit for that because it was like so toned like that, like fucking A-Train. Like, this is so stupid.
Which reminds me, if you guys had to choose, which A-Train action figure would you prefer? Original A-Train in blue or African A-Train? The limited edition.
Fuck. I want the OG, but then I want that variant too, man.
Yeah, I want both, man. Fucking collector's edition.
Oh my god.
But right, but then after that, that's when they go to the what you were mentioning, ¿cómo era?
Like a talk to the community, whatever, like a public service thing.
Yeah, like an apology.
Like, I'm here, an apology.
But it was because that scene where they described he curb stomped someone. That's that American History X shit where. For the people who don't know what curb stomping is, we're going to teach you real quick on that, LoZ. Is when you open someone's mouth and put it on the curb of the sidewalk so they're biting against it, and you proceed to donkey kick them in the back of the head. That's what curb stomping is. So he did that with superhuman abilities.
Yeah. And also seen in The Sopranos, for anybody who saw that, Tony Soprano curb stomped somebody. Gruesome shit.
Oof. Fuck, that's a dark practice. But anyway,
so the rally goes completely awry, and then this guy ends up into like a brawl, and you can't have a super being against regular people, and then he just goes crazy. He ends up injuring A-Train's brother.
This racist superhero, right?
This Black Hawk, and then during
Blue
Hawk,
Blue Hawk,
who hates black people.
Anyway, to cut to the chase, at Hero-gasm, A-Train gets his chance to get revenge. He fucking drags this dude at super speed, which is one of the darkest ways you can have the Flash kill somebody, and graphic. Yeah, facts. Shout out to the gore effects on this show, putting horror movies to shame as well. And obviously that's a thing in our dark history that was done to African Americans. Tied to the back of a truck, and you drive the truck. Yeah,
I thought the same thing, dude. I thought the same thing when I saw that scene. I'm like, was that inspired by the thing that happened with Emmett Till? I'm sure. I mean, crazy. I felt that way when I saw it. Yeah. That's pretty crazy. Oh, and we forgot to mention the reason why A-Train really hates Blue Hawk is because, and that's the thing that bothered me. Where like, so all suits got super strength. He fought this whole crowd. Like, I think it was like a gun type. You know what I mean? No, he was strong as fuck. So he throws a bunch of people, and he turns A-Train's brother into paraplegic? Yeah. For life, so he can't use his legs.
Right, because that's the part that's a little bit confusing. It seems that I feel like almost everybody with the compound V gets some super strength, right?
Yeah.
Not everybody at the level of Homelander, right? It seemed that Soldier Boy and Homelander are the fucking strongest ones, and the fucking compound that Billy Butcher got, the temporary V that he got, right?
Maeve is up there though.
But exactly. No, you're right. No, you're right. And Maeve is up there. But like for instance, but even Starlight seems to be strong, but not as strong. But not as strong as Kimiko though. Like Kumiko, right? She's a fucking badass. She's like the fucking. She's basically Wolverine, right? Like it's just fucking badass. And so, but it's that part's a little because not everybody does, right? Like because then we have the people in Payback, and the Deep doesn't seem to be that strong, but well, he is.
But he's jacked.
Yeah. His arms are broad. Whenever I watch, I'm like, I gotta work out. Like that's it. I'm gonna pause this. Shout out to the Deep.
He was cast based on his bicep, straight up.
I'd be miring on the.
Let's get in on the Deep. But before we get into that, just to wrap up the A-Train, I love that whole A-Train story too. Like from beginning to end, man. Just seeing him struggle with like that, right? Like trying to not get it, right? He's not fucking getting the racial issues in his community, anything like that. He tries to intervene with fucking this Blue Hawk guy, just makes it worse. Keeps getting worse to the point that his brother fucking becomes a paraplegic, right? And then that I love that at the end, right? That his discussion with his brother, where the brother said like, get the fuck out of my house, because even the brother said like, I didn't want you to kill him, right? I wanted him to go to jail, right? And like when he tells them, I want you out because I don't want a murderer in my house. I felt that was real, right? Because I felt like you're right, man. Because like he is your brother, even though if he had superpowers, he just fucking murdered people, right? And hot fucking viciously, right? Like again, as you said, right? I hadn't thought about that, right? Like
maybe his first murder in The Boys.
No,
when
remember
he kills Huey's girl, like he's just
that was an accident. Yeah. But the fact that he was able to get over running through someone like on a psychological level,
like he's done it
before. Like what he did was get drunk and said, and I quote, what was it?
Get high,
this bitch's
right?
molar or some shit like that. When he was in the club,
he also killed his girlfriend in season 1, with an overdose. No,
he's balling,
Top Claw, right?
Yo, disproportionate.
And go ahead. He also technically he didn't specifically murder, but he got the new member of the 7, the fast dude. I forgot his name. He got him killed because he told Homelander like, "He's planning against you." And
the Latino guy, right? I thought his costume was fresh.
Yeah,
Supersonic. He had a cool costume too.
He was inspired by Menudo.
Yo, even that stuff, man. Even the supersonic. Oh, I love the whole racial commentary and tone about it. Like I feel it reflects even America right now, right? It's like I love when they brought him into the whatever their meeting room.
Oh yeah, they had was it, burrito bowls?
No, taco bowls, man. Like taco bowls are like the most gringo fucking thing ever. They're the same. You're right, exactly. I don't know. It's fucking stupid. And I love that when he's even like, I don't speak Spanish, dude. And then I was like, even then the Deep is like, muy rico or some shit.
Yeah. Fucking love the Deep.
I'm not gonna front. I could totally go for a taco bowl right now. But one thing I noticed, we never saw Supersonic's powers, right? Like we never knew what he could do. We could we kind of got right there in the low. Just based on the name, all you could do was assume it was sound based. You didn't see shit. Money. Yo, all he did in the show was be handsome as fuck.
Facts.
No, I thought he was a speedster. No, I thought he was another speedster. I thought that's why
no flashback, nothing.
Nothing. No, you're right. But well, he's dead now. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah. my only qualm with the show was the drawings when the cartoons start coming out. It's part of Black Noir's also forgettable side story.
That was in the last episode, no, or the second.
And there was one where they do the whole Soldier Boy going against the team segment in animation, which is cool. They save some money that way, I guess.
I thought the same.
It didn't like the scene wasn't as cool, I guess. But that's the only thing I can think of right now.
I liked it. But exactly, it wasn't my favorite thing. I think I liked it because it was a way to explain, right? Because with Soldier Boy coming to kill everybody in his team, we had to know why Black Noir was afraid, right? Because especially since we were all up until all these 3 seasons, we've seen that Black Noir is a powerhouse, right? That he could be almost as powerful as Homelander, but we don't really know. And because now that we see he's afraid, so they kind of have to explain it, right? And so they explain it in this kind of silly way with cartoons, making us show how he's really fucked up in the head. He hallucinates fucking cartoons to cope with it.
He got bashed in the head with a giant brass shield. yeah, he's gonna see cartoons for life. Like what? Is it because it's crazy? It's because his brains were bashed in by like what seems like 1,000-pound brass object repeatedly.
But my only part that I didn't love about that is that how like Homelander was really relying on him and really kind of treating him like he was his closest friend on the Seven. And I don't feel we got a lot of that in the last seasons. Like I would have loved to have seen more of that. I think that because I don't remember like, oh, are you guys close? Really? Like, do you really this season? Yeah, this season that we did see Homelander kind of relying on him more and talking to him more. But for me, that's the only thing with that when spoiler alert, right? When Homelander kills Black Noir, I didn't really feel much. I was just more like, oh, I would have liked to have seen them fight it out. But it's like, oh, okay, I guess that's tough for Homelander, right? You know,
I mean, like, how did they make him seem like a powerhouse? Because like they just made him seem creepy, but not really like a powerhouse. Like he could be in Homelander's level. You know what I mean? Like,
doesn't he take out Kimiko in season 1? If I'm remembering correctly.
Yeah, he took out
like
Kimiko,
he fights her,
and I think and then he also fights like Starlight at one point, and he almost defeats her, but then like Maeve kind of gets involved. I don't know, and I think just the fact that everybody's afraid of Black Noir, I was like, there's a reason, like there's a reason what's going on here, man. Like shit.
Oh yeah, and season 2
that's that Dennis Reynolds shit.
Yeah. Where he's kind of like a Deadpool type of character.
Yes. Yeah. All right. But but the Deep. Let's talk about the Deep. The Deep had a lot going on this season too, man. Shit. Where do we begin with the Deep?
We all need a woman like the Deep's wife.
No.
To make you a better man, make you excel in life, climb the corporate ladder and become the best shittiest version of yourself,
and forces you to eat a living creature that you can hear, that you know their name.
Homelander makes him eat like a baby squid or some shit. He's like, it's in his mouth. He's like, oh my god, it's praying. And he fucks octopi dark. At least like 3 times during the course of this season.
OD, would you? For $1 million. Do
they have teeth? I don't know, man.
Yo, for $1 million, yes.
But do they have teeth?
I don't care. I'm gonna get it fixed for $1
million.
Nah, you're not gonna get it. For
$1 million,
the price
of your dick?
$1 million. That
ass?
No, not that. I feel like no. I feel I'm not gonna get it. Come on, the Deep still has his dick, right?
No, I know.
Yeah, I mean, for what it's worth, he makes it look good. I'm not gonna front.
That's a good sure. What? But he can talk to it too, like slow down. You know, we can't talk to the octopus.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. You make it up. I'd have to think about it hardcore, but I'd be curious as fuck though.
Oh my god! And that whole scene, even when he tried to bring it into his relationship.
Oh
like,
yeah!
Wow!
Let's get como dijo, let's get spicier in our relationship. So I don't know. What do you?
We're definitely like tentacle creature, Japanese anime shit going on. They always do that shit. Hentai, really the technical term.
I'm actually kind of surprised that he's still alive, to be honest.
But
it's weird.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but what's cool, like even though we're talking about the fucking gross stuff that the Deep did, I still did really like his character development, right? Exactly as you said, like, you know, climbing up the corporate ladder, joining the Seven again, and still being that fucking weak, low self-esteem motherfucker that just wants to please Homelander. Like I loved it, and even him separate, you know, at the end, you know, separating from his girlfriend, you know, thinking like, you know, I can do this on my own. I'm like, that's still very much the Deep. Like, you're an idiot, man. Like, you're fucking it up, dude. Even like I loved all of that. Even at the end with him killing the vice president, right, for Homelander, when Homelander asked him to do it, and he's like, that's pretty much treason.
Yeah.
And he's like,
above the government. I mean, they've been above the government.
Oh, like I loved all of that. Like at no point did I even feel the Deep was not well written. Like he's still well written. Like they're in his head, true. Man. Like fuck.
Bro, I would take that actor as Aquaman. Like
nah.
Just cast them and make
Yo,
it.
what
make
is
them
going
belong.
on, bro?
I want all the boys actors to be DC superheroes. Okay,
we got Jensen Ackles as Batman.
Carl Urban as either Bruce Wayne or
No. You just said Eccles as Batman. You can't add another one.
okay, yeah, Eccles is Batman.
All right, but you got the
Maeve obviously is
Aquaman.
Wonder Woman.
For real.
Easy
I see
cast.
that.
I can see that.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, that'd be easier, right?
That's very interesting. I
Imagine
can see
him
Butcher.
blonde.
I can see
like
Butcher's like a Guy Gardner.
All right.
Who's like damn, I don't know. He's like a gruff. I know like the X-Men have Wolverine, but like does the Justice League have like a Lobo or some shit?
Oh, he could be like Lobo. Maybe I could see it.
Yo, hell yeah, I can see Carl Urban as a Lobo.
Yeah.
Hell
and
yeah.
Shout out to our Instagram. I just posted a review of Carl Urban as Dread.
Yes.
2012
Facts.
cult classic Dread.
Which
If you haven't seen it, go watch it. It's fucking gory as fuck. It's as gory as this fucking show.
Where did you see it? Do you have
It's
it?
on Prime,
All
I
right.
believe.
Because I don't think I saw that actually. I
Oh my
Yo,
God.
then you should watch it.
dude,
Yeah.
you're missing out. It's great. However, you should also watch the Stallone one because it's better.
I saw that one. Yeah,
I don't
I did
know,
see that one.
man.
Bro, that one had fucking depth and a budget.
It did.
Fuck.
It's more layered than Dread for sure.
Oh well, wait.
They're both dope.
When did that Dread come out?
Dread is 2012. I think I posted on the 10-year anniversary or whatever. And then Judge Dredd was like in the 90s.
No, then I
96?
I think I did see Dread. I might have seen it with you, Rod. That's when I was we were roommates, and so I do think because I have memories in my head of the Dread film. I can't tell if it's the Stallone or the new one, but I think some of the effects are so advanced in my memories that like it had to be the Carl Urban one. So
Yo, Stallone was so epic as Dread that all he had was like a tight t-shirt. Like his
The
muscles
suit and the giant eagle fucking what do you call that shit?
Legit. That
Spalding
shoulder
or
pad,
some yes.
Homelander has something similar to that, right? I wonder if there's like
Yeah, it's way
inspiration.
bigger in the comics though. Like oddly enough, the one that Stallone has in Judge Dredd movie is I think closer to the one that Homelander has in the comics. Which is wild if you think about it. Because imagine if you would have had that epic shit that Dredd has in the
Hell
show.
yeah, not adorned and shit.
Yeah. They kept the eagles, but they went super small on the shoulder ones, I think, for the live action.
But yeah, back to Carl Urban in this show.
Yo.
Again, the cast is fucking amazing, man. Yo, and is this Amazon's best show? It probably is their highest rated show, easily, right? I'd imagine.
What other shows do they have? Yeah, man,
Yeah.
fuck Amazon. Like, yeah, this is the
Now.
best.
Damn.
But you know what's funny? But I was watching Dread. There was like commercials during Dread. I'm an Amazon Prime member. I'll have you know. And I was like, wait, since when? So now I think that with their bigger budget shit, like The Boys, Amazon, like, hold up, we can't just be giving it away for free, guys. We're charging these people somehow. So I'm like, yo, what the fuck?
It's gonna be tiered.
Yeah, I'm a Prime Video Ultra
Plus.
bullshit. It's already Prime Ultra Unlimited X V.
Oh man.
Fuck.
All right, but one thing we haven't talked about, right? Because yeah, with Carl Urban, like to wrap up with that, with Billy Butcher, fucking epic badass in the fucking show. I like that they introduced this whole thing about the temporary V, right? Like for them to get little superpowers for like 24 hours, which for me reminded me a lot of Injustice, right? Like if you're watching, listening to us, check our Injustice review. Because that's what they do in the comic book and in the video game and in the movie, right? That Batman and the non-super powered heroes, super strong heroes, take this fucking fake shit to give them powers to fight Superman, right? Which is the Homelander, which is very similar, right? Because Injustice is all about Superman going fucking nuts, right?
Yeah.
And so
DC's actual version of Insane Superman.
Yeah, which I'm assuming they got it from The Voice, right? Because The Voice predates Injustice, and so I'm sure Tom Taylor. Really?
It does not. Injustice came out.
I'm on it.
Except I would say that
like the Boys comic book came out in 2006. Dude,
the comic.
Yeah,
exactly.
Show, my bad. No, come on, that I'm assuming that was in the part of the. Actually, I don't know.
It's in the
actually.
comic. Is Compound V in the comic? I mean, not Compound V, the temporary V. But very quickly, you know what? This season might be the best, because one of my biggest pet peeves in watching this show is how the boys, mostly unpowered, are evading the seven all the time. I never liked that because it made it like not believable. But then when you have that shit, it's like a drug that can make you temporarily powerful. Now you can actually fight Homelander. I'm okay, no more running and miraculously coming out of these impossible situations anymore. Now they're just gonna throw down. And obviously the temporary V that they use is like has harmful effects over time.
Right.
It can kill you potentially. So it's not like they can use it for the rest of the fucking show, or Billy Butcher can just keep on fucking juicing up.
Which we see at the end, right?
Exactly.
That's what ends up happening. That he took it way too much, knowingly about the risk, and they tell him that he has 12 to 18 months left to live. But yes, also I just double checked in the comic books they had the compound bean. Apparently in the comic books it doesn't have those nasty side effects that it does in the show though. And so I feel so Tom Taylor or whoever the creator of the Injustice game probably got a little bit inspired from the boys for that, right? Because there's obviously a lot of the boys in Injustice, right? Like Superman, Homelander, that kind of stuff.
It goes both ways, right? They just fucking.
I would argue though that at least the Superman from Injustice, his insanity was justified because he did have to beat the shit out of Lois Lane.
Yeah,
that can break him in. You know what I mean?
Like but also like what Rod was saying, I don't know, growing up as a test tube, fucking raised by a corporation to just care about that's gonna fuck you up, man.
I mean, to be fair, I was gonna say that at least even with the whole test tube thing, Homelander hasn't even dared go like as far as that Superman. So I think that Superman might be even crazier than Homelander.
Yeah. Because Homelander still kind of wants to put up a facade at the end of the day, whereas Injustice Superman is just like, I'm the emperor of everything. Fuck everybody.
But I think that's what we're getting there, no? Or like, because obviously with the idea of like him going at the end more like, fuck it, I'm gonna be me. People loving him. He murders somebody at a rally, and people are like so loving him, so he's going more that realm. And he helped put Newman, right, Nadia, as the vice president fucking candidate. So getting closer to like fucking the White House and shit is like, I don't know, man. Can't wait for season fucking 4, man.
Yeah, they nailed the landing. Like usually last episodes are like, oh, they gotta fit in a lot of storyline and shit for the next season. But this one, was it an epilogue? Just to hit all. Yeah. Like they show his son kind of like getting devious at the end. His son was also great in this season because you see him like bouncing around Billy Butcher, Homelander, and all that.
And which helps you understand why towards the end the kid is like dad to Homelander, and kind of because Homelander is more like, nah, I'm always gonna love you, like it's okay. And like I got understand that with Billy Butcher being also fucked up the way he is, and I love that all. Oh, that's actually another big difference in the comic books. In the comic books, there is no son.
What the fuck?
In the comic books, apparently it was fucking worse, maybe in a way that the way Becca died was that so she was raped by Homelander, pregnant with his kid, and that when she was with Billy, like on their bed or something when she was pregnant. I don't know if they knew it was Homelander's kid at that moment. I haven't read the comic book. This is all from awesome YouTube videos that I've seen. That the kid fucking is super powered since the get-go and bursts out of fucking Becca, killing her.
Fetus? Oh, I have to pull this up.
Well, basically as
that's
like
wild.
Not a fetus technically, because I think he was at 9 months already, so he was about to be born or some shit. I don't know. Like, so he was pretty advanced for a fetus. Busts out, I think it's just like basically a newborn busting out from Becca with superpowers, and he starts to try to kill Billy, and he's shooting laser beams at Billy, and then Billy has to kill the fucking newborn that just murdered the love of his life. And I'm like, I saw the images. I'm like, yo, this is fucked up. And so the show didn't go with that angle, though. They tried to do their own thing.
Hope we still
Like,
get a baby breaking out of a womb
facts.
scene.
Oh my god,
dude!
But-
like even like as dark as the show is, that means that they had to hold back. That's crazy.
Well,
Because
yeah,
it wasn't like it wasn't them being like, nah, we can't do this. This one's translated. It's like, we can't do this.
yeah. No, actually, doing a deep dive in on as preparing for today's show, reading about the comic book, it is darker, man. The comic book is a lot darker than the show, and I'm gonna try to read it because it is the first like omnibus volume is on Comixology Unlimited. If you guys have Comixology.
Okay.
Comixology sponsor us, we're fucking promoting y'all because the
Oh,
Comixology is also you suck too. Comixology got
Facts.
updated recently, fucking sucks. So you really need to promote us for us to at least mentioning that people can go get the boys from you. But whatever. Anyway, I'm gonna
My
try
bad.
to read
It's a 72 issue run. Side note.
72 issue run. Okay.
And also that was bipolar as fuck. But go ahead.
Yeah, I was like, I remembered my anger, my hate towards Comixology because I haven't even been using the app actually a lot, other than reading whatever I already had there. Anyway, I'm gonna try to read it, but I don't know, man, because I Garth Ennis can be fucking dark, man. I love his Punisher Max though. I did like with what the Dylan, the artist, was rest in power, passed away a while ago. Fucking fantastic.
He didn't do the Punisher Max run, but he did do stories.
The artist?
Dylan.
Oh, really? He didn't do that?
He did like one shots.
Because he did the one with Jason Aaron, I remember.
Yeah, he did that one.
Oh, okay.
I think he did some. Yeah, he did one shots and graphic novels.
Who was the
they had
artist?
to rotate. There's one popular cover artist whose name escapes me, but like Streets, Brad Streets, I think his name is. Fuck. Terry Bradstreet. Fuck. I don't know. Anyway, Google Punisher Max covers, and you'll see these gorgeous, realistic pieces of art.
Oh, right. There's an artist here listed, at least in Wikipedia. His name is Lawrence Campbell. Was one of the artists. But anyway, it was a great fucking book too. But Garth Ennis can be fucking rough, man. Can be pretty fucking gory shit. So I'm gonna try because I'm satisfied with the fucking a show though, man. But this is a great fucking series.
Yeah, and quickly, shout out to Tim Bradstreet. My bad for butchering your name earlier.
Do it.
Do our show.
Shout out, yes.
And for the first time, after Herogasm, we fucking saw real fear in Homelander's eyes when he has to fight Butcher, and who else holds him down?
Well,
is it Soldier Boy?
Huey has powers too. Remember, so Huey and and Billy hold him down while Soldier Boy tries to sap him.
You see, look, that's that shit right there. So even with having the ability to teleport, he has enough strength to contribute holding down Homelander. That kind of like made no sense. You get what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
So he can teleport, but he's also strong as fuck.
Yeah, so everybody gets some super strength, man.
Yeah, like that shit is annoying. But that fight was dope, and just seeing that look in Anthony Starr's face, so he's such a good actor. Yo, he plays a psychopath so well. I haven't seen him in anything else. I fear the man.
So well.
He's great.
So but like, and then from there he dips, and you just see the fucking like the massacre. And a shout out to Starlight actually to the writers of the show for they really bring about the power of social media. Because how many times does she use Instagram or whatever, or TikTok or whatever the fuck they have in the boys verse to expose all that bot shit? I thought that was pretty clever.
I loved all that. Yeah, I loved all of that. I loved even like that, like Starlight's story from like having to be like first feeling like a badass, feeling she can stand up against Homelander, and then going like, oh fuck now, because it's right because when that scene when she's like, I'm gonna reveal the video of you, basically letting that fucking flight. You killed people and let him crash. He's like, all right, fucking do it. Then I'm gonna got nothing to fucking lose, right? He's like, then I'm just gonna take over the world. And then she's like, oh fuck, okay. And like,
I love that mental chess match.
That was so good. And then at the end, her flipping again, going like, you know what, fuck it, whatever. I'm gonna take advantage of what power she does have right now through social media, and then creating that narrative. I like that. It's very fucking topical, right? But that narrative between right now, like misinformation about like, you know, people not believing the media, right? And people basically very left and right type of thing about like the CNN versus Fox, you know, MSNBC and Fox and that kind of stuff, like and people not believing the what Starlight's lying, and then people, no, Starlight is true. Like that's fucking what was crazy about that. That's real,
that's what's
right?
happening.
That's
what's happening right now.
Fucking now, exactly. That's what led to the January 6th fucking insurrection and all that kind of stuff. That's fucking real, and it's just really cool to see that within that context of the story of like, fucking well written fucking shit.
Yeah,
man.
and she recorded him threatening Huey too, right? That was cool too. So they were playing like this fucking tit for tat shit. I love it.
This show's fantastic, man.
And talk about it being topical, because it's really bugged out that at the end they show the Homelander supporters. So even with all the shit that Starlight released against Homelander, all that crazy obvious shit, it was blatant. He said it. All Homelander had to say was that Starlight participates in human trafficking.
Exactly.
He just had to say it. Fuck a video recording. Like, there's been a new kind of human, I think, just exposed by like Trump and COVID, right, that they decided to put a trope on in that show. That dude, it was very well done.
Which is also all based in reality, right? Too, because that happened in a way. Like Trump and like QAnon stuff accused Hillary Clinton about human trafficking. That's why the Pizzagate thing was all about that, you know. And so where like a guy went, shot up like a pizza place or something in fucking Jersey because they believe that shit. So it is real. And I do even think that him killing that person at the end in the rally in front of his supporters is almost, I feel like, a call back to like what Trump said. Trump said that he would be able to go on Fifth Avenue, shoot somebody, and people would still be supporting him. And I was like,
I was just about to say that.
They fucking did it, right? And like, and even Homelander's face going like, oh, okay, yeah. It's like, oh, I'm like, and that's what's fucking great about the show, right? Because it's like very still superhero in a very different way, not Marvel, not DC, its own unique take, while at the same time reflecting reality fucking back to us right now. It's like,
yeah. Shout out to Dynamite Entertainment. I believe they're the publishers of
the fucking kaboom shit.
Kaboom.
The cereal, and that's how good the series was. Both. Yo, imagine if we get sponsored by Kaboom.
What do you call that shit? You get kaboom, like when it's a sound in words or some bullshit.
Isn't it like onomatopoeia?
Yeah. Like the villain in Kevin Smith's Batman, where he says things like kaboom and bang.
And pow.
Pow.
Yeah. Damn. And then so they keep fucking hunting them down with, okay, so there's apparently a deal made between Butcher and Soldier Boy that they have to kill Homelander. We find out later that Homelander is Soldier Boy's son, only genetically speaking, not even, you know, like, of course, by any type of relation, because he's been in Russia this whole time. And then we get one of the most satisfying fight scenes I think I've ever seen. You get, like, even though I talked about it, like, they're all a bunch of, like, straight up supermen and women, but for some reason, the way it was choreographed, it was satisfying as fuck.
Oh my god, yes.
Yep.
Everything. It's like, and we got, I think, 2 really good fight scenes. Now we got the fight scene between Butcher, Homelander, and Soldier Boy first, and then that epic last one that had the Maeve, where he fucking basically damaged an eye of Maeve, and then Starlight's involved, and we got Mother's Milk involved. Oh, all that fucking fight was so fucking good, man. And also, we haven't even talked about like Frenchie and Kumiko.
Oh, word!
I didn't want to because I wasn't. No, yeah, I didn't care at all for it.
Oh, you didn't like it
at all?
Oh, I liked it.
I mean, I enjoyed the Frenchie part. I enjoyed the chick who plays Kimiko, or whatever her name is. she's a dope actress. Her storyline was kind of cool, but at the end of the day, it's like, yeah, you wanted your powers back. You obviously know you're in danger all the time. But I feel like the backstory behind Frenchie was cool, but then it culminated in him asking for like a human resources department and benefits. You know what I mean? Like that's how that like ended. And I felt like it could have been a little bit more satisfying. You know, it wasn't like, fuck you, Butcher, this is a democracy. Like, you know what I mean? It was him like asking for benefits, which I respect. But
no,
like,
but at the end, remember the last scene, he was like, no, we're all democracy, and like saying like, yo, Starlight's on the team. I don't care what Butcher says. Like, I do feel Frenchie kind of became more his own. I liked it. I liked all of that, man.
No, yeah, but I felt like he wouldn't be against being Starlight on the team anyway. You know, like it wasn't like him voting that was like a leap. You get what I'm saying? Like, but like the way he kind of showed his bravado, exactly. But it was that I enjoyed it.
Fucking
it was
satisfying.
And also, they lost what? Black Noir, Maeve. They lost a few of the 7. So next season, I feel like they're gonna like have to get new characters. So that's gonna be cool. See what else they could bring in.
Who were the original 7?
So it was remember we got a little bit of that in the awesome Dawn of the 7.
I want to see that movie.
Fucking
Love
spoof. It. So good. And it's like it's Homelander, Maeve, A-Train, Black Noir, The Deep. I think Starlight. Well, Starlight was eventually the new 7. Remember from the. And then Starlight, and then originally was Translucent, right? And I think he died, and that's why Starlight joined, right? Because he died.
I think so. Yeah, I think so. Something like that.
I feel we're missing somebody, right?
Mad irrelevant. One person. That's crazy. Yeah. But okay, yeah, fair enough. Yeah, because I feel like after a while, like I just lost track of the concept of the 7, and I'm like wait, it's the 4. Like I completely forgot the other 2 or 3 people. And then there was Stormfront, but that was in season 2. Who died this season after giving hand job? That was with her ring,
third degree burned. Yeah, like damn.
Fuck. And then I think she just died of being sad straight up, right?
Yeah, I think she commits suicide somehow. She does something that she kills herself.
Some shit like that, yeah, but fuck.
Can we rate this motherfucker?
This is an easy one.
Do it, man. All right. Let's go. I got the rating Google sheet ready. All right.
Who's gonna start us off?
Yo, this is gonna be the spectral opposite of Jupiter's Legacy. 9.5.
Jeez.
9.5. All right. Rod.
Let me think about it. I'll let you go.
Oh, really? You want me to go next? Because I had this on my mind. I usually, when we start our reviews, I have a number in my head and then I'll modify it as we talk and stuff like that. But honestly, I didn't. This is gonna be the highest fucking thing I've ever rated.
Actually, you know what? I'll do a 9.
Oh, okay.
I'll go down half a point.
Why do you have to go do that, bro? Why you gotta go?
I don't know, because I started thinking about all the things that we talked about, like shit that didn't kind of matter. And things that kind of seemed like a little bit out of the way, so it was half.
What's a 10? What would you consider to be a 10?
So that's what I'm struggling with.
Is there a 10? Or are we doing this thing where there's like never a 10 type shit?
No, there will be a 10. I think there should be. Because honestly, I kind of want to give this a 10. Because I'm that's what I'm struggling with right now. Because yes, we figured out stuff right now that I didn't really notice too much, like the Mother's Milk story and how Frenchie's story could have been a little bit better. But like it didn't affect me watching it at all. And even right now, hearing it back, like, does it make me not like it? So I'm going between 9.5 or 10 for me. Cause
I know for you, Daredevil probably is a 10, right?
Ooh,
you put this on par with Daredevil?
I'm going to give this a 9.5. Oh, cause Daredevil season, not all the seasons, right?
Not all the season 1.
Season
I think is
1
the gold standard.
10, man. That shit's a 10.
Facts. At least also, a 9.75.
We should rewatch it so we can do a review of Daredevil.
I mean,
we might find things.
I also refuse to admit that something is perfect. That's crazy, bro.
Oh yeah,
but 10 doesn't mean perfect. It just means.
I mean, if we're going by the standards of gaming, fine. A 10 is a masterpiece. 10 is perfect, a masterpiece isn't. No, but that's the thing. Like in gaming, a 10 is a masterpiece. IGN et al.
What games have they rated 10?
A few of them.
Going.
Yeah. God of War was rated at 10 when it came out, I think. That game is a fucking aesthetic masterpiece. There's been 10s out there. There's even a list I'm sure that you could Google because
I just did. They read it. They gave Elden Ring a 10.
A 10. Yeah, Elden Ring was a 10. Look at that shit.
Forza Horizon 5.
That's wild. Racing game. Jesus Christ. Oh, I forgot about Deathloop. That was a sleeper. I haven't played it yet, but it's one of those like indie games.
Which one? Death what?
Deathloop.
I don't even know.
The Last of Us Part 2. They gave it a 10.
Yeah. See, like
there's a bunch of games I don't even know. Red Dead Redemption 2. God of War.
You see,
Super Mario Odyssey was a 10, which I'll believe that. I love that game. Oh, Breath of the Wild, Legend of Zelda's a 10.
See, those are high standards. Like, and mind you, like, there's so many factors in making a video game story-wise. I'm not even talking about technology. It's impossible to make it perfect, but they're masterpieces. They're like undeniable. So, for example, like a Daredevil season 1, I would say for like a Daredevil season 1, 10. The Boys season 3, 9.
I'm struggling with this one for the first. This is the first one I'm struggling with because I'm thinking context.
And also, like, to be fair, because I have our old reviews, right? So, like, maybe if this helps, right? Because for Peacemaker, which is our highest rated show, right? You know, Chess, you gave it an 8. So you're giving Boys Season 3 a 9, which I think sounds
highest
about right.
rated that we've started recording the
right, the rate, exactly that we
from our recorded history, not to get prehistory.
And Rod,
I'm saying like we were rating before we started writing it down.
Yes, exactly.
We rated mad shit early on.
Yeah, there's mad ratings out there, and so
we have no idea. We have to rewatch shit.
One day, if there's an intern out there that wants to work with us, hit us up. Legion on Zoom.
Automatic job interning with us if you can get all the ratings.
Watch our old
74 episodes and some side shit.
Exactly.
And count our F-bombs.
Right, and so for Peacemaker, Rod,
the most.
Ooh,
I'd say me.
I think me.
Probably.
I don't know. Yeah, so it's you gave it a 9, Rod, Peacemaker, and I gave it a 9 too. I like this more than Peacemaker.
Yeah,
for sure.
Fuck.
That's why I don't know if 9.5 is enough or a 10 is what's gonna.
I'm gonna go 9 just because
I can't believe you guys get Peacemaker a 9. Now that I hear
it, a little bit.
Yeah,
John Cena, and also the cameo with the Justice League at the end. Yo, they left me goosebumps, my guy. Even if it was Henry Cavill without blacked out face, which apparently is gonna happen again in Black Adam. Spoiler alert! This has been circulating on the internet. Anyway, I'll give it a 9. I'm gonna go 9.
All right, I might regret this. Damn, I'm still struggling. I don't have to pull the trigger 9.5 or 10, but
what's the overall rating for a Peacemaker?
The overall rating was an 8.7.
Oh, so this will absolutely be higher. So it still keeps like the consistency of the rating.
Exactly.
Facts.
Exactly. So I don't I'm fucking giving it a 10. I love season 3. I thought I have sure there was a little bit of flaws, but I loved it, man. Woo!
This whole rating should kind of reignited like my need to talk about comic book shows more, because now I'm thinking like, what are the best, like the fucking top shelf comic book shows out there? I want to throw one out right away, and it's Watchmen on HBO. I thought that one was really well made.
Yeah, facts. That was pretty good, and we rated that too, but we didn't record that.
Did we?
I think we did.
I think we did. I think we did.
I know I talked about it for sure.
Fuck, was season 3 of The Boys better than Watchmen? Just as good or better?
Fuck.
I'm gonna stick with my 9. I don't want to think about
No. You know where I think there's like a stick, like that draws a line in the sand? That we've had way more time invested with the Boys characters in that universe. The Boys, I mean,
that's a great point.
Sort of, because fans of Watchmen are very familiar with that universe. And
but that universe
it's all new
different for Watchmen. Yeah, it came out of nowhere. It was like no context, which of course is like it wasn't even like an origin season really, because shit existed.
Yeah, I mean the context is the graphic novel.
Yeah, exactly. But I felt like it was hard to get invested as much as we've been in the Boys verse, because we've had years now.
Yeah, I'm sticking with my 10 for Boys season 3, man. I thought fantastic job. I loved it from beginning to end. And I can be very fucking nitpicky about shows. I I was very comfortable with almost everything, and yeah, I fought some flaws, but I still felt well fucking done. So our overall LoZ highest fucking rated show, it's a 9.3.
That's good.
Season 3.
That's perfect. Yo, we're fucking.
Do you think any Marvel show will ever beat that?
Marvel
show.
Bro,
I mean, wait, let me
get
Disney Plus.
No, right. Because Secret Wars, Secret Invasion. That shit, that's ambitious.
I hope.
Nah, dude.
I don't like the Skrulls already in the MCU. I don't.
Exactly. Damn, man.
I like evil, ugly Skrulls.
I have hopes for She-Hulk. I'm just kidding.
Yes, thanks for saying that. That might be. I'm not trying to hate, but it might end up being one of the lowest rated shows.
Damn, you're hating.
I'd be surprised if they prove me wrong, Disney.
Yeah, honestly, because the thing is, they're doing a formula. It's all the same fucking thing. Honestly, that's why The Boys was so good to watch. It was just really, they just did their own fucking thing, you know?
Yeah.
Like they didn't want to stick to any kind of fucking formula, and they're just making a good show.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I love, man. Like they're not sticking to like, well, Amazon requires that we do this, right? And it's like, nah. Loved it.
So we got top 3: Daredevil, The Boys, then maybe Watchmen, or
maybe Watchmen. As a possibility.
Probably, yeah. And then but then we'll talk about Superman and Lois. Lois soon.
Dude,
Superman and Luis.
I want to express that this season was so good that I wish that it was done kind of like they did the Lord of the Rings movies and filmed seasons 3 and 4 back to back, so we wouldn't have to wait as long. Because now we're gonna have to wait a long fucking time after watching some shit just good.
No, it was 2 between the season 2 and 3. It wasn't 1 like the usual, but which is good. Take your time, make these things epic.
Yeah, but damn, 2 years. What the fuck? That's a long ass time.
Well, like it makes sense. No, like maybe like a year for them to do and all that kind of stuff, and so in the second year, that's when it drops, right? So
yeah, but I feel like the more time passes, there's a higher chance you'll die before you get to see it.
And that sucks.
That's true. That's
dying
true.
before The Boys season 4.
And on that note, I'm Chess.
Miguel.
Peace out.
Peace, everybody.